Well, I think it's the most important poetry festival in the UK.
What I think is quite special about the festival is that it really sort of allows you to approach poetry from quite a few different angles.
It gives us as audience, the opportunity to get closer to poems, into the reading and the writing of poems, than any other festival that I'm aware of.
The Aldeburgh Poetry Festival was started in 1989 by a group of poets from Suffolk who wanted to hear world-class live poetry without having to go to London. Inspired by what the Aldeburgh Festival does for music and musicians, they wanted to celebrate the very best poetry and poets.
They have a very varied programme at the festival, and a lot of the items are very short, a lot of the periods are very short, half an hour sometimes. And that's very good.
Something like 500 poets from 40 different countries have travelled here to Suffolk for a poetry festival that's both critically acclaimed and incredibly popular.
They do have a lot of new poets and poets at the beginning of their career on the programme, so you can discover someone who isn't going to be, their book's not going to be in Waterstones or their pamphlet.
And I think the programming too at Aldeburgh is excellent, with this mixture of readings and also discussions.
But there are also workshops, right, for people who are trying to improve their craft, and there are also close readings of favourite poems.
The festival has grown from 8 events in the Baptist Chapel in the first year to more than 50 spread over 4 main venues, and it's all tightly packed into one weekend. Each year, tickets have sold out in advance, with venues like the Jubilee Hall simply bursting at the seams.
The Aldeburgh Poetry Festival has reached capacity. We've done a lot of growing in the last 10 years. We've just got to have more room to welcome more people to the festival. There's been a fantastic solution staring us in the face, and it's incredibly simple. And it's 5 miles up the road inland from Aldeburgh, and it's at a place called Snape Maltings.
Wow, what an amazing place.
It's just wonderful.
So how many fits in here then?
300.
If we were setting up an international poetry festival today, we would choose Snape as the #1 venue. There's a wonderful range of performance spaces, different sizes for different sorts of events. There's lots of places to eat and drink. And if you just want to get away from it all, you can go for a walk on the marshes.
The idea is that we're going to have events on in Aldeburgh in the morning, aren't we? So we're going to start off.
We're going to start the day in Aldeburgh,
Yeah.
We'll finish the day in Aldeburgh, you can go back in between.
So the festival's sort of extending, isn't it?
We're going to be upping capacity by about 50%, which means that we can build new audiences for poetry, for the best poetry.
The hub of the wheel will be in Snape, but various spokes will extend in this direction back towards the Aldeburgh itself as well.
Aldeburgh will always be the spiritual home of the Poetry Festival. We're running shuttle buses between Aldeburgh and Snape throughout the weekend, so that you can come back, have fish and chips, have a beach walk, sit on the seawall. With our partners at the Arts Council and Aldeburgh Music, this really is the opportunity that we've been waiting for. We just know it's going to be the most wonderful place for us all to gather to celebrate poetry. And we just can't wait.
The voices of the writers stay in your ear. When you read them on the page, I don't forget actually what it sounded like.
The audience is clearly so excited to be present, and they're so engaged with the work, and it's a really exciting thing to be part of.
You couldn't have had a pin drop during the readings. It was just complete engagement by the audience.
It is the highlight of my year.
So the festival magic will continue.
Well, we're still programming it.
Yep.
So hopefully it will.